I have many interests, as most people do. The main ones involving psychology, neuroscience, atheism, skepticism, feminism, blah blah blah. However, one of my other passions that you may not know of is criminology, and not in the sense that everyone is fascinated by serial killers and everyone seems to be an expert after watching CSI or SUV, that's a car, SVU. Um, I'm interested in the neuroscience behind crime, why people kill other people, why people do terrible things to other people, and I thought I'd just ramble about that for a little while. So I've always been fascinated by the crime area. Ever since I was a little girl, I always said I wanted to be a forensic scientist. Not a princess or a pony or a vet or a dancer. I wanted to basically examine dead bodies. So I can understand if my parents are a little bit worried. But I haven't grown out of it. It's just more acceptable for an adult to be into forensic science rather than a 7-year-old. Anyway, I'm very much interested in the biological side to crime, body decomposition, fingerprinting, DNA, all that kind of thing. That does come with your usual crime scene television shows. Um, I have lots of books on body decomposition, which is very strange to admit, and it puts a lot of people off, but I'm fascinated by the science behind different conditions in which the body deteriorates, um, the different bugs that come and lay their eggs in you, and you can therefore go back in time and calculate how long the body's been there. Yeah, all really cheerful stuff, but more so I'm interested in the psychology and the neuroscience behind serial killers and murderers and all that jazz. With regards to the neuroscience part to it, it would be great if we could just shove a criminal into an MRI machine and have the various parts of their brain light up according to what might be damaged or wrong with them that made them act out in this way, kill this person, rob this person. But unfortunately, we haven't got the technology nor the knowledge for that yet. But then the dilemma is, are they responsible for their crimes if that is the way that their brain has developed? If they have serious damage to their brain or differently formed parts or different working parts, can they be blamed for the acts that they commit, for the crimes that they commit? Will it stand up in court? Will they still be called a murderer? Or do they have no choice over the crime that they committed? It's a really hard dilemma because you can figure all of this out in neuroscience and you can get a scientific answer, but when it comes down to the law and society and what people expect from people who have done wrong, they need to be punished. Do you punish someone who has it in their genes, has it in their DNA, has it in their brain? Then there's the other side of the coin. Is it reversible? Can they be treated? Can they be fixed, if you want to call it that? Or will they be like that for the rest of their lives? Is it permanent brain damage that will make them, in our eyes or society's eyes, a criminal? It's tough. Is there any rehabilitation for them? Is there any point in trying to rehabilitate them? Another part of the criminal or murderer puzzle that I'm interested in, I'm referring to murderers because that's usually seen as the worst crime that someone can commit, killing another person, is their childhood and how they were brought up. How does that affect their brain biologically? I'm very much a biological person, even though I'm studying psychology. Probably picked the wrong one there. But what makes a normal kid, if they were born a normal kid with normal brain functioning, what turns them into a murderer? What conditions do they need to live in or live under in order for them to make that switch and to turn into something that most of us could never do, kill someone else. Unless, of course, it was self-defense or to save a loved one, but this isn't the case with murder. This is the case of killing for killing's sake or for pleasure. So what makes someone get to such a stage where they can kill someone like that? What would have had happened in their childhood to make them tick like that, or to make their brain work and function like that? And furthermore, if it was their childhood, if it was the way they were brought up that made them into the murderer that they are today, does that mean that we should feel sorry for them? Does that mean that we should forgive their acts, or should they still be held responsible, both morally and biologically and psychologically, for their crime? I do realise that I haven't actually said anything of value in this video. I've mostly just asked rhetorical questions. But it interests me, and I want to know what you guys think about responsibility, biological pinnings of the brain functioning, whether someone should be blamed for how they act, depending on how their brain is formed or how their childhood was. It's a tough one. I don't think anyone has the answers, because it goes a lot deeper than a black or white issue. Everyone's got a different story. And yeah, it's just fascinating. I know I've said that word over and over again, but that's truly how I feel about it, and the whole process and the whole psychology and biology behind it. So yeah, that's some nightmarish stuff right there to send you to sleep. Not very cheerful, but interesting nonetheless. Something to think about if you haven't already thought about it beforehand. Thanks everyone. Bye.